Liv Morgan was one of the WWE Women's Division's main focuses in 2022, but she, like the 9 other wrestlers on this list, will have a hard time making it to WrestleMania 39. Hello there, my very good friends. I'm Andy Murray from What Culture, and here are 10 wrestlers at risk of missing out on WWE WrestleMania 39. Number 10, Liv Morgan. We've kind of touched on Liv's situation already, but she was a major focus in 2022. She won Money in the Bank, she cashed in successfully, she feuded with Ronda Rousey, she won the SmackDown Women's Championship, she held it for a while, and then she lost it and she kind of fell off. Although, to be fair, her booking as SmackDown Women's Champion wasn't exactly optimal either. It was very rare that Liv felt like a convincing force as the champion of that division. More often than not, she came off as kind of lucky, kind of a fluke artist. Now, since dropping that belt, she hasn't really done a whole lot of note. She has developed this character where she takes pleasure in getting submitted, which is kind of interesting, I guess. But she hasn't gained a lot of traction. She's kind of slotted into this lower mid-card role. It seems as well like the belts will be contested by other wrestlers. We already know the singles matches. Goodness knows what's going on with that tag team championship, but there's no obvious partner for Liv to step up to anyway. At the moment, she will be very lucky to make it onto the WrestleMania 39 card. And that's a shame because it seemed like she was going places last year. Number 9, Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel's time in WWE is going to come eventually. It's going to happen. Management are high on her. She's extremely cool. She's extremely promising. She was at one point slotted in to face Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship at the Royal Rumble, but that didn't end up happening. WWE pivoted. Charlotte Flair has the belt now. You know what happened there. It seems to me like Raquel is just going to be in some kind of holding pattern until the company feels it is in a position to pull the trigger on her to do something bigger. That won't be WrestleMania. It's only a few weeks away. It's a little bit too short of a time period to build something big, important, and compelling out with the title scene for her on the biggest show of the year. For now, it looks like, as is the case with Liv, Raquel's best prospect would be the Battle Royal, but we don't even know if that'll happen on the premium live event itself. It might happen on SmackDown or the kickoff show or something. So for now, no Raquel on the main card. Number 8, Johnny Gargano. Elimination Chamber felt pretty restorative for Johnny Gargano in a lot of ways. He had an awesome showing in the men's match, including that ridiculous Rana from the top of one of the pods onto a massive pile of people that had me wondering, oh my god, one of these people is going to get seriously hurt. Obviously they didn't. That's the magic of pro wrestling, and these are very safe workers. But, you know, it's that kind of drama that really pulls you in. And it turns out that when you have a good wrestler and you let him do good wrestling, it is good, which you can't really say for Gargano's presentation since returning for WWE a lot of the time. He has been kind of put over as this poo-poo, obnoxious, grinning babyface. It's not all that likable. It worked for him as a heel in NXT, but you're supposed to like babyfaces. The whole Dexter Lumis thing hasn't gotten him over. It hasn't worked out to the extent that anyone involved would have liked. And for now, WrestleMania seems a bit of a pipe dream, as talented as the man obviously is. Triple H will push him someday, but so far, it's not been a great return. Maybe someday they'll right the course. Number 7. The Miz. The Miz once headlined WrestleMania, but these days he's quite far removed from slots like that, it's safe to say. WWE could conceivably use him on Mania to put over some rising babyface, someone they want to progress to the next stage of their overness, their popularity, their careers in the company. Miz is a great mid-card heel gatekeeper for that role, but he is far from an essential inclusion on the WrestleMania card. He simply doesn't need to be in the spotlight, and at the moment WWE just doesn't have anything obvious for him. His best prospect is probably hosting an episode of Miz TV with some legend, maybe some bald legend who could give him a Stone Cold Stunner or something. That'd be fun. But as far as wrestling goes, I will grow back a full head of hair before he gets a focused singles match at WrestleMania 39. He's good and, you know, a staple of the company. He just doesn't need it. Number 6. LA Knight. This guy deserves all the flowers in the world for his work opposite Bray Wyatt in the build-up to that Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, which was what it was by the time we got to the Royal Rumble. LA Knight was great on TV every single week, dropping one-liners all over the place, charismatic, cool, cutting these great promos, just this sharp-talking guy trying to make sense of the wacky world he'd been thrust into. But it seems, at least for now, that LA Knight, like so many people who have faced Bray Wyatt before, has kind of lost his way a little bit. He's not been on television since that match, and taking a bit of time off after a big match shouldn't be alien. It should kind of be normal in a way. It's just hard to see a way for him to make it onto WrestleMania. I think LA Knight should have gotten a mega push after all of that stuff in the build to Pitch Black. I seem to be in disagreement with WWE's bookers there. I think it's a shame. I think the guy was really getting over. Here's hoping he gets that chance after Mania, if not before. Number 5, Karrion Kross. Kross was brought back to WWE in a major role opposite Drew McIntyre, who was within the orbit of Roman Reigns and the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the time last year, lest we forget the comeback or the stuff that he did at Clash at the Castle when he was ringside. He was being presented as a big deal, but it hasn't quite panned out that way in the months since then. Things have not gone the way that Triple H would have liked. In fact, I think it's safe to say that things have not gone the way that Karrion Kross would have liked either. He recently did an interview with New York's Z100 radio, and he said the following of his return. This is probably unhealthy, and I shouldn't say it, but I'm just gonna kinda wing it. I actually get really pissed because it's not enough. It's not enough. I haven't reached my full potential yet, and people haven't seen my best work yet. I know what I can do at this level. But unfortunately, it seems like WWE don't have enough time to get him to that level ahead of WrestleMania. And I should take this point in the video to point out as well that there's no great shame in missing out on WrestleMania. This is a big roster, this is a busy company, and even across 2 nights there are only so many matches that can feature so many wrestlers. Talented people missing out is inevitable. It's a shame if you're invested in these people and think they're talented, and they're all talented, but it happens. We're not chastising WWE, we're not ripping into them here, we're just pointing these things out because some people are going to miss out, and yeah, it's okay, but it is still a shame. Number 4, The New Day. Just seems like there's not an obvious spot for The New Day on this year's WrestleMania. The title program, the tag team title program, is probably going to be locked up when the Usos probably face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That is a money program right now, and beyond that, you know, The New Day, they had their little spell in NXT, which was very productive. Not been a whole lot going on the main card since they came back. They could cook up some kind of mid-card level feud for the New Day, maybe put it early on night 1 or night 2, see what comes of that, but for now, it seems like they're content in their time away from the most obvious spotlight, which you need to do from time to time. WrestleMania would admittedly be a great spot to announce a Big E return, an imminent Big E return from his horrific neck injury, but that situation is obviously far from certain. We wish him well in his comeback and the grueling recuperation he surely has to go through, but he might not be ready. It'd be a nice spot. They could even use the New Day as guest hosts. They've done that before. It worked. It was fun. It was entertaining. Wrestling in a big spotlight? Probably not this year. It's kind of a shame. Number 3, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. This is a big question mark because you could use these fellas, pun intended, in more than one way. You could use them theoretically as tag team title challengers because that's what they've been doing lately, but the Usos are going to be busy with these Canadian guys you've probably heard about. Or alternatively, they could be in the Intercontinental title picture as well. You could have Gunther versus one of Drew or Sheamus, and it'd be pretty awesome, or you could have him against them both in a triple threat. And that'd be pretty awesome as well, because all of these guys are really good. Great analysis, Andy. Tremendous work across the board. But this is far from certain. WWE might have other plans for Gunther, who's done a tremendous job with that title. He's the longest reigning champion in Lord knows how many years, like well over 2 decades. It's sensational stuff. I think Sheamus winning the belt at Mania would be pretty awesome and a great way to cap that story after his failings in the ring last year and those great matches and that wonderful rivalry. I think, however, that maybe WWE would want to build that a little bit longer, and it's far from set in stone. I'd like to see these guys on the card, it just isn't guaranteed. Number 2, Braun Strowman. Again, tag team titles. No, not happening. Braun and Ricochet have been teaming lately, and it's been a lot of fun, but we've already gone over the tag team title plans for WrestleMania, so with regards to what you could do with Braun, I mean, look at what he's been doing recently. He obviously had the great match with Gunther. I thought that was a lot of fun. But we've kind of done that already. Do we need round 2 at WrestleMania? Does that program have enough juice? I feel personally that was best served as a one-off. It was a great spectacle. Do we need a sequel? I don't think so. That means that Braun's best chances of getting on the Mania card, again, probably the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but that might be on SmackDown. as we've said earlier on. So no guarantees there either. Braun's in this kind of role where he doesn't need to be a featured main event player every single time. He's in this kind of space in between. He's almost like a gatekeeper, and he's very effective at that. He's protected. He is booked to win more than he is booked to lose, but he usually loses to the person they're trying to get to the next level. The most recent example of that is, of course, Gunther. He doesn't need a spot on the WrestleMania card, but if you booked him in one, he'd be credible. That means, as a utility player, however, that he's probably going to miss out. And at number 1, Bobby Lashley. Bray Wyatt said on the SmackDown Before Elimination Chamber that he wanted to challenge the winner of Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Well, that match kind of had a winner, but Brock Lesnar low-blowed Bobby Lashley to trigger the finish. So while Bobby Lashley technically won, he didn't really beat Brock. So it's already cloudy, and now as well you have Omos on Raw challenging Brock for Mania. So maybe that's what Brock will be doing on that big show. Lashley won on Raw, he had a promo and everything else. He seems like he's going to still be in the spotlight, but are we really that enthusiastic about the proposition of, I don't know, a cinnamon toast crunch cereal bowl brawl between him and Bray Wyatt? I'm not sure that would be the best for either man at this stage. And look, I love Big Bob. If he doesn't make the WrestleMania card, I will probably cry. I might not cry, but I'll be mildly upset about it and tell you about it online. I'd love to see him on the card. At the moment, just doesn't seem like the spotlight is quite there. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's my list of wrestlers who might miss out on WrestleMania 39. Of course, there are many, many more, so let us know who you think down in the comment section below. After that, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications straight to your phone. You can then follow us on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE, and you can follow me on Twitter at Andy H. Murray, where the H stands for, hey, I don't think Tugboat's going to be on the card this year, friends. And that makes me very sad. Bye.